Hi everyone. So in this series of the Gear Up Means Answer Writing, we are doing the previous year questions. In the morning we are providing question to you and you people are writing the answer on daily basis and the answer are evaluated by our experts. So in the series of the continuation of this series, we are at the day number 21 and in this week we will cover the question of international relation from the General Studies 2. From Monday to Friday, we are taking the discussion of this session from 6 p.m. daily from Monday to Friday. So today's question was related to international relation and it was specifically related to the SAARC and the BIMSTEC. So we need to be focused on these organizations. Let's see what exactly the question is demanding. So this was the question. Do you think that BIMSTEC is a parallel organization like the SAARC? What are the similarity and dissimilarity between the two, and how the Indian foreign policy objective realized by forming the new organization? The question is having the multiple parts, so let's break the question first. What exactly the question is demanding? Whenever you are reading a large question, try to break the question in the smaller parts so you have a clear idea what exactly the question is demanding. So here question is demanding the number one. Do you think that BIMSTEC is a parallel organization like the SAARC? We need to be focused on is BIMSTEC is a parallel organization. BIMSTEC is a parallel organization. We need to write here our opinion. Second part, what are similarity and dissimilarity? How the BIMSTEC is similar to the SAARC and how it's dissimilar. Means we need to tell about the differences and the same thing about both the organization. And the third is the second question. The third point is policy objective. India policy objective realized by forming new organization. How India policy objective realized. So these are the three demand of the question. First is the how it's a parallel organization to the SAARC. It's a similar or dissimilar. We need to be write down those points also. And then we need to write about how Indian foreign policy objective realized by forming this new organization. I hope this is clear to everyone. This is clear to everyone about the main demand of the question. Okay. So as usual, we are dividing the question in the three parts. In the first part, we are writing the introduction. In the second part, we will write the body. And in the third part, we will conclude the answer. In the body part, we divide the question in the three parts as per the demand of the question. So if you are understanding the question clearly, your 30-35% work is over now. Now you need to be right under these heads. The lines are picked from directly from the question itself. One more thing, make the subheadings only from the keywords given in the question, or you can take a complete line from the question to make the headings under which you will write. So let's come to the introduction part. In the introduction part, what can you write? In the introduction part, what can you write? You can start with the BIMSTEC. BIMSTEC was started in the 1997, which is specifically focused on for the maritime cooperation between India in the Asia and the Southeast Asia relation. It's having this seven members. It's 5 from the Asia and the 2 from the Southeast Asia, the Myanmar and the Thailand. And in the second line, you can also give a reference of the SAARC here, which was started in the 1985. We specifically focus on the Asia. All the countries are from the Asia only, like the China, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So these are the countries which are specifically from the Asia. So the SAARC was started in 1985, where the BIMSTEC was started in the 1997. So in the introduction, you can write about these things, a basic introduction about both the organization, BIMSTEC and the SAARC. I hope this is clear what you will write in the introduction. Okay. In the second part of the question, now we will come to the body part. Let's address the aim and objective. Let's address the first, the aim and objective of the aims and objectives. So in this C, we will see how the demanding, the BIMSTEC का जो aims and objectives थे, according to that, how the BIMSTEC is appearing a parallel organization to SAARC. If we see the question here, we need to address the first part, the parallel organization. So in the answer, we are addressing the how the BIMSTEC emerges as a parallel organization to the SAARC. The first is the rising prominence. When the prominence of the BIMSTEC is start rising after the 2016 Uri attack, India is not focusing on the SAARC. They boycott the SAARC meet at that year in the 2016 in the Islamabad, and the origin or rising prominence of the BIMSTEC was started from at that time. Even from the earlier time, the India was focusing on the BIMSTEC, but from the 2016 onward, the BIMSTEC rising prominence of the BIMSTEC rise. Then you can also write the effective regional grouping. Effective regional grouping means this organization, the BIMSTEC, is excluding the Pakistan and the Afghanistan, where in the SAARC, the Afghanistan and the Pakistan are together, where in the BIMSTEC, the Pakistan and Afghanistan are excluded from the organization. So they are making an effective regional grouping for India to connect with the Asia, with the Southeast Asia, which can be focused on specifically related to the economic tie, relation with the international ties and the political ties also with these countries. Clubbing BIMSTEC division with the SAARC. Now, recently by our Ministry of the External Affairs, they start the clubbing of the divisions between the BIMSTEC and the SAARC and making the BIMSTEC a very superior organization in that region, specifically with the 7 countries. Then in the next point, you can write about the stagnation of the SAARC. Stagnation of the SAARC means there is no outcome from the last 6-7 years after the Uri attack. Mainly the meat of the SAARC is stagnated. There is no possible outcome from the SAARC meet. So in the first part of the answer, you can write about the rising prominence of the BIMSTEC, the rising prominence and the effective regional grouping. Then you can write about the clubbing the BIMSTEC with the division and the stagnation of the SAARC. Then the stagnation of the SAARC is not much effective now after the India boycott the meet of the SAARC. So this is the first part of the answer. I hope this is clear to everyone. We need to be right these 4-5 points in the how the BIMSTEC is emerged as a parallel organization. In the second part, we will see similarity and the dissimilarity between the SAARC and the BIMSTEC. How both the organizations are similar and how both the organizations are different. In the case of the groupings, in the case of the members, if we see the members of both the organization, some of the members are similar. Some of the members are the same, like the Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, India. These 5 members are the same in the SAARC as well and the BIMSTEC as well. If we see the India, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal and the Bangladesh. In the case of the SAARC, Afghanistan and the Pakistan are the other 2 members, and in the case of the BIMSTEC, Myanmar and the Thailand are the other members. So these are the organization having the most of the members are the same except the 2 members. So this is a similarity between the SAARC and the BIMSTEC. Then both the organization are focusing on the cooperation in the South Asia. दोनों ही organization South Asia पे भी focus करती हैं. So this is also the similarity between the both organization. And also, if there is any organization, it's focus on mainly on the economic and the regional cooperation between the country. So if there is any organization, they will specifically focus on that area, specifically focus on the economic organization, focus on the regional cooperation between 2 countries. Then the spirit of equality and the partnership between the members. Both the organizations are working toward the spirit that all the members are equally involved and have equal partnership in the development of the South Asia region. So these are the 4 similarities in the SAARC and the BIMSTEC, number one similarity about the countries. The India, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal and the Bangladesh are the same member. Inter-regional organization of the South Asia. It's both focus on the economic and the regional cooperation, and then the spirit of equality and the partnership in between both the organization. Both are focusing on the country, equality and the partnership. So these are the similarity, but the question is also demanding the dissimilarity. What can be the dissimilarity? If on the one side the SAARC is only focused on the South Asia, BIMSTEC is connecting the South Asia with the Southeast Asia. BIMSTEC is connecting the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. And in the case of the SAARC, there is a free trade agreement between the 7 countries. There is a free trade agreements. The members of the SAARC, the India, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan. But in the case of the BIMSTEC, there is a no free trade agreement. A big no to free trade agreement in the case of the BIMSTEC. When in the case of the SAARC, it's a free trade agreement. And the SAARC represent and maintain the relation on the UN. यूनाइटेड नेशन में एक रिलेशन को मेंटेन रखता है SAARC, whereas the BIMSTEC का ऐसा कोई UN में नहीं है relations. In the BIMSTEC is not having the relation on or not maintaining the relation with the UN as perspective of the regional grouping. So this is also a major difference. The first difference, the SAARC is only focused on the South Asia, whereas the BIMSTEC is focused on South Asia and the Southeast Asia both. There is a no free trade agreement in case of the BIMSTEC, where in the case of the SAARC it's a free trade agreement. Then we can say the SAARC represent having or maintain a relation with the UN, where there is nothing about the UN in the case of the BIMSTEC. And the SAARC specifically focus on the territorial cooperation, territory specifically land cooperation, and whereas the BIMSTEC is focusing on mainly on the maritime cooperation. So these are the major differences and the similarity between the both the organization. Now we address the two part of the question. The first part is about specifically the organization. BIMSTEC is how it's overspeeding the SAARC, and now we see about the similarity and the dissimilarity between the both the organization. Now we left with the third part, which is demanding about how the Indian foreign policy objective is realized. How the Indian foreign policy objective is realized. We done with the parallel organization, we done with the similarity and dissimilarity, and now how the policy objective is realized with the न्यू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. कैसे इंडिया का जो आइडिया है, इंडिया वांट टू रियलाइज इट्स फॉरेन पॉलिसी ऑब्जेक्टिव थ्रू BIMSTEC, in which we can write about the various comments. The one is the bridge between the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. In the differences between the both the organization, this is the major difference, because in the BIMSTEC we are having the Myanmar and the Thailand, which making a connect between the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. So you can write about, if you're writing about the policy objective realized by the BIMSTEC, you can write about the, it's a bridge between the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. And the next you can be move on the Asian Connect. In the case of the Asian Connect, you can write ki it's connect, help the subcontinent to connect more institutionally country of the ASEAN through the Myanmar and the Thailand. So it's connecting the ASEAN member through the Myanmar and the Thailand. Means both the points having the connectivity with the Southeast Asia. So we can write about the Asian Connect, the BIMSTEC specifically having the Asian Connect, where the SAARC is only having the South Asia Connect. So in this case, we can write about these are the specifically policy objective, look east policy of the India now. So we are focusing on these countries also. Then the boost the connectivity, the pipelines between the different country, different kind of the maritime cooperation between the country. So it's boost the connectivity between the India and these countries. So it's specifically connecting the different kind of the country with it. The IMT highways ho sakta hai, and so Kaladan multimodal projects a very famous project for it. It's connecting the boosting the connectivity between the countries. So Kaladan multimodal projects, IMT highway projects, which are specifically boosting the connecting between the countries. Then Indian Ocean region. In Indian Ocean region, the Myanmar and Thailand and the India having a specific location, which is helping in maintaining the security of that area. And next, specifically to counter the Chinese influence. If the India is maintaining a relation with the Southeast Asian country as well as the South Asia country, it's directly countering the China influence on these countries. So this was the third part of the question, where you need to be right about the objective realized by the BIMSTEC. Which of the India's objective realized by the BIMSTEC? So it's a bridge between the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. And then we can say it's a Asian Connect. Asian Connect, stable grouping, boost connectivity, Kaladan multimodal projects का आप example दे सकते हैं. Indian Ocean region and the counter the Chinese influence. It would be better if you can draw a map of the Southeast Asia and the South Asia, and you can locate the members of these both organizations. This will be the value addition in your answer. You can get a 1 marks extra if you're showing the both the organization through by mapping the map. So this was the third part of the answer. Next is the conclusion part. How you will conclude? You will conclude a balanced conclusion. You will write a balanced conclusion here. Both the organization are important for the country. It's not like if the there is no outcome at the present time for the SAARC, but the country cooperation, they are focusing on the future outcomes from the SAARC, and the BIMSTEC is the organization through which India is developing a strategy in the Indian Ocean region and helping maintaining its trade relation and the regional grouping with the help of the BIMSTEC. So you can conclude the answer in a very balanced manner. I hope this is clear to everyone. So this was a question asked in the UPSC 2022 as a 10 marker question. So in the 10 marker question, you need to be write these 3 parts. So it will be better if you are writing the 2 part and presenting the 1 part in the form of a diagram or in the form of a schematic. So if you are writing in the form of a schematic, your presentation of the answer will increase, and addition of a map is the value addition here. So you can fetch an extra 1 marks. Okay, so we will meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. again with the new IR question. We are discussing on the same thing. I hope you all are writing, all are getting the evaluated copy on time. I will again persist. Please try to write the answer so you can check yourself before the UPSC is checking you. Okay, bye bye. Take care. We will meet tomorrow again at 6 p.m.